Hey guys, my name is Pamela and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. Just a little bit of background about myself. I became a mom at a really young age and since then I've just decided that I didn't want to work a regular job and just go along with like the regular 9 to 5 and work until you're 65 and then finally retire. So I'm very passionate about business. I'm passionate about finance and saving and trying to help others do the same. I also chose a really bad spot to film this because I'm right next to the airport. So if you guys can hear the airplanes up above, I'm so sorry. There's also quite a bit of people walking around and I'm filming this in public, so this will be interesting to see how this goes. But you know what? Life is about getting yourself out of your comfort zone, because if you stay in your little bubble, you'll never go anywhere. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, yesterday I kind of talked a little bit about some of my personal struggles with finance recently and some things that I kind of wanted for this year that I would still like to achieve, some things that I would like to achieve on this channel and just making these videos. I think that a lot of like the videos that I do make like on my Instagram and stuff isn't really helpful. It's more like brain rot content. So I'm like, imagine if I actually started making videos to help people and maybe to inspire people. And so on one of the comments on my last video that I just posted yesterday, I actually saw someone post, I think like they used the keyword like inspire, like I'm like inspiring or something, which was honestly so sweet to me because that's what I want to do. Like I want to be able to inspire people. So anyway, I have my little note card of some things that I want to talk about, some things that I want to cover over this video. Again, this is really out of my comfort zone because there's so many people walking around. But that's okay. That's okay. I kind of chose a very social spot for that. I thought it'd be nice to have like an outdoor background, so that's kind of my fault for choosing a kids park. But let's see. Yeah, so basically the entire goal that I have for this YouTube channel is basically, and as you guys can see if you guys are new here and you didn't watch my last video, I previously started YouTube back in, I think 2017. My oldest daughter, who's now 8 years old, she had just turned like 2 weeks old, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start making vlogs about like my experience and just like being a teen mom, and that's what I did, and it was really fun. And I kind of fell off, and I think that if I stuck with it I would have been really successful, but I didn't stick with it, which really sucks. And so that's when a lot of creators like David Dobrik and I think Mr. Beast too, just a bunch of people like really blew up on social media, and they were just really consistent with it. And so that's what I'm really hoping to kind of get back into. I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that 2026 is the new 2016, so I'm like, all right, let's go back to it then, you know. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to achieve, just basically kind of create a channel that can actually help people and help guide people and help inspire people, where, you know, you guys can watch my journey and kind of see like where I come from. So I still have a lot of, you know, subscribers on this channel, so that's amazing, and I'm so grateful for you. I saw some returning subscribers comment on my last video, and I'm so happy about that. I love seeing you guys here. I love hearing from you. Please drop a comment because I would love to say hello. I see every single comment. But yeah, basically I would just love to hopefully get monetized on this channel again. I got demonetized because I didn't post for 6 months, sadly. And so I would like to get monetized again, hopefully in 30 days. We shall see. My hope is that I can hit the 4,000 watch hours, which is honestly a lot. I'm like, I don't even know how I got that before, but that's the goal. I'm gonna post a video every day for 30 days for the entire month of August, 31 days. And so my goal is to also try not to put too much time into it. I think that that's something that, I'm so sorry about the plane. Look at this. It's so loud, bro. Do you see it up there? I'm literally right next to the airport, so I quite literally chose the worst spot to film in. But I'm meeting my sister for like a food festival pretty soon. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom out. And so I didn't want to be too far away. She's very persistent about the time. She's like, you better be there at this time. I'm like, all right, girl, I'll try my best. So anyway, as I was saying, last time, the reason why I kind of fell off of YouTube is because I was working full-time. I was working like 40-45 hours a week and also taking care of my kid, and now I have 2, and so I'm like, okay, if I could do something that is different from a lot of YouTubers, like maybe, you know, the fact that I don't have 10 hours a week to put into YouTube. I'm like, if I just sit down and open up my camera, and even if like 30, 40, 50 people watch me and I get to inspire those people, that literally would make my heart so full. So that's my goal, is to try to encourage people to continue posting, show people that you can create and build a successful YouTube channel. It's so loud, bro. Without pouring your blood, sweat, and tears into it. So I hope that I can help you guys do that, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like a little test dummy for that and see if this works, and if not, then oh well, then, you know, at least I tried. But let's see. So yeah, I'm 24 years old. I will say I kind of want to talk a little bit more about finance and saving on this video, so if you guys are interested in that, these are some things that have really helped me tremendously in saving money. I will say that like 3 years ago, I did not have like any savings whatsoever. And I feel like I've always like had a little bit of a savings, but like 4 years ago, I literally had like 0, like living paycheck to paycheck, waiting for my next check to get in, had like $60. I literally have a screenshot of where I had $60 in my bank account. And I was like, I just thought that that was normal. I thought that that's how everybody lived, that everyone lived paycheck to paycheck, and that that was like how it was gonna be forever. But no, I learned to save my money. I got out of a 9-to-5 job. I started working for myself, started being self-employed, which is really hard, and that's a topic for another video. I started my own business, and now I have several streams of income that bring in, you know, here and there, but it's just, you know, some streams bring in more than others, and sometimes I will go months without making money, and it can be really stressful. However, I will say that having 9-to-5, I feel like, really trapped me into like this little box of thinking, okay, I can only make this specific amount. Wow, it just got really bright. You know, and that was going to be like my cap, and I didn't like that there was a cap to that. So I have some things. Oh my gosh. The sun. I'm thinking of like the Beatles song. It's like, here comes the sun, do 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 do. I sing that with my daughter every time the sun starts coming out, and it's so sweet. So one of the biggest money saving tips that I highly recommend, again, I don't know if I mentioned this, I should definitely mention this, but I'm not a financial advisor. I have no reason to give you guys advice. You don't have to listen to this, but this is a way that I have now at 24 years old been able to save almost 6 figures in my bank account, and I would love for you guys to do the same, and to kind of be in a position where you know, I'm not at like the point of financial freedom, of course, because I'm still young and I'm still building, but to be able to be in a position where I'm not looking at my bank account with the brightness all the way low, you know, around people, just to make sure that I have enough money to pay for my food or to pay for some gas, you know. So yeah, so one of the biggest money saving tips that I could give to you guys is do not eat out. That is like one of my biggest things. I will say, I know it's super convenient. I know that convenience is like a huge thing, and it does save you a lot of time, but I'll say paying $15 for a meal that you could spend $4 on at home is insane to me. Like I recently learned how to start meal prepping, and I got all the meal prepping containers, which are also very expensive, but I got a bunch of meal prep containers. I got like 30 of them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to meal prep. And I made a crock pot dinner, and I put that into like, I think like 4 different meals, and then I had dinner for the next 4 nights with my kids. And I was like, that's crazy, like that, I don't know, like it's so simple, and it's hard to do. But honestly, like when you get out of the mindset of being like, oh, where do I want to go tonight? I'm gonna go Taco Bell, I'm gonna go get a sandwich from Burger King, or just something like that. Like get yourself out of that habit. And I know it's difficult because I know you guys are probably, a lot of people watching this are probably working, you're working long hours. You know, maybe it's just not very convenient for you to cook, or maybe you don't even know how to cook, like literally like me. Like I only know how to cook like 5 or 6 meals. But honestly, like if you teach yourself and you, okay, well actually let me back up. If you go through your bank statements, and cash counts too. I know that girl math, cash is free, but honestly, like cash counts too. If you sit down and track your spending on fast food for an entire month, or like even if the last 3 months, if you really want to go into it, I've talked to people about this too. I'm like, hey, like why don't you sit down and like count how much you spent on food? They'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, why? Like, why don't you want to see how much? And they're like, no, I don't want to see how much. Maybe you're like that. But if you don't know how much is coming in your account, if you don't know how much is leaving your account, if you don't know how much you're spending on food every month or even every week, then it kind of leaves you in a position where you're not fully in control of your money. And that's not really a position that you want to be in if you're looking for financial freedom in the future, if you're looking to be very successful or have a savings account. And so I will say that, yeah, try not to buy fast food. I think that the first time, I will say I've gone to fast food with like friends and stuff, but the first time I actually ever went to go buy fast food by myself, like with my daughter, I was like, why don't we just go to eat out? Like, I don't know, I've literally never done that. I've never gone through a drive-through for myself and for my kid. Excuse me, my mouth is really dry. I purposely didn't bring my water. I left it in the car because I was like, I'm gonna have to pee and I'm waiting for my sister. So excuse me, but yeah, the first time I went through a drive-through, I was like, this is crazy. Like this is like people's normal day, and you go through, you know, driving around and you see all these fast food places like lined up with cars, and I just think that that's crazy. Like respectfully, you're gonna lose a lot of money there. And even though it's like, oh, it's only $6, it's only $5, it's only this much, like it really does add up. And I would highly encourage you, if this is something that you actually want to do, if you actually want to be building a savings and actually start being in more control of your money, highly recommend looking at how much you're spending on fast food. Another thing is, oh my gosh, okay, I might save this one for last. Okay, because that one's really good. Get off of your W-2 employment income. The second that you accept a W-2 income, you are capped at an amount that you can make. Sure, there may be bonuses, sure, there may be raises in the future, or you may have paid leave, or I understand like the health insurance, I understand dental insurance and stuff like that. Totally understand that. That's very valid. And it's really hard to access that if you don't have a W-2 income. But I will say, if you want to eventually hit financial freedom, have a great savings, you could definitely do it with a W-2 income. But I would say 3 years ago, I was working a W-2 job. I was working for someone else, and I had a boss, and I would have to text them and say, hey, I'm sick today, I can't come in. And it would always be some tension and being like, oh my gosh, am I gonna get fired? You know, but and just having to work at a certain time and having to wear certain clothes or certain outfit or uniform or something. And also just be on someone else's time, and you're making someone else rich, and they're literally paying you the bare minimum, which it's not even worth it. Like, you're not worth $20 an hour. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I think that's like minimum wage where I am right now, but it's just not enough, and it's not enough to live on. It's not enough to take care of your family and, you know, be able to actually build something for yourself. So there's actually a millionaire that said, if you work for every dollar that you make, you will never hit financial freedom, and you will never see what your true potential could hold. So I would say that's a really big thing. If you guys like have any questions about that too, you can leave them in the comments. I will try to answer like any questions that I can to the best of my knowledge. But I will say that social media is a really big one, and there's so many online jobs, you guys. Like, there's so many. There's people that start like photography businesses and car detailing businesses, and it's really hard to start a business. But I will say that, like, if you have the time, like in the evenings, just to spend like 1 hour, 2 hours, like educating yourself on a new topic or on a new just like form of income, like to be able to start a new income stream, even if it takes a few months. Like that's what I'm expecting this YouTube channel to take, is a few months. But then after that, every single one of my videos, every time they get views, it's gonna make money, and it's gonna be an investment. Even though it's initially an investment of your time, the outcome will overweigh that, and so it'll end up looking better in the end, I think. But yeah, definitely leave your 9 to 5. I highly recommend that. But also make sure that you can, you know, make sure that you have some savings, make sure that you have a cushion, or you can work your 9 to 5 and do this too. Like just do, not this, just do something else that's under your own money, you know, making your own money. The last one is, I am really big on this. Let me know what you guys think, because I have a lot of friends that I've talked to about this that all have different opinions, so it's different for everybody. A lot of people are more on like my view of it, a lot of people are kind of on the other end of this, so let me know what you guys think. Leasing a car, having a car payment, going to a dealership, having a monthly car payment on top of insurance and on top of gas and on top of maintenance on your car. I will never lease a car in my entire life. I don't care where I am in life, I will never do it. You can't even pay me to do it. Like, I won't ever do that because it's such a bad financial decision. It kind of traps you in this car payment. Yeah, it builds your credit. And I think, okay, I will say a lot of people actually use this to build their credit. And I understand that, but let me tell you that there are so many ways to build your credit. I have a great credit score, and I have never had a car payment, and I will never lease a car. And you don't need to do that to build your credit. There's people that don't have credit cards and don't need to do that, but I think a lot of people say like, oh, well, I use it to build credit, and they kind of use that as an angle to like get you in the door. I think it's a money trap, and I think that you should not do it. I think that there's a friend that I talked to when I was like 19 or 20, and she had a kiddo and I had a kiddo at the time, and they were both friends, and she came over for a little play date, and she's like, girl, like, and she had a nice car. She had like a 2015, 2019, something like, I don't know, like a newer car. It was only like a few years old or something. And she's like, girl, like, I wish I did what you did, and I wish that I got, okay, I think I was 21 because I didn't have a car till I was 21, but she's like, I wish I did what you did, and I wish that I bought a used car that worked versus leasing a car. She says, my car payments and my insurance are $600 a month. And I was like, girl, like, that's insane. And she was working a 9-to-5 job, so her money was capped. She couldn't make any more money. And it was just really sad to see her in that position. And she's like, I wish that I did what you did. And I really recommend this for people. I convinced my sister not to get a car payment as well, because she was thinking about, she's like, oh, I'm gonna put this much down on a car, and you know, like I'll lease a car, and she's like, don't be mad. And I'm like, girl, don't do it, because it's such a money pit. And for what? Like, it's literally, so there's appreciating assets and there's appreciating assets. Like a house, real estate, it's always gonna go up in value. As long as it's not a mobile home, it'll always go up in value because of the market. However, a car, on the other hand, you buy a car, and if you literally buy a brand new car today, tomorrow you turn around, it's gonna be down like $30,000. Like, you will not, or maybe less, but you're not gonna get the same amount of money back, and you're gonna lose money on the car, no matter what kind of car it is or how you drive it or whatever. I do see like car flippers and stuff, which is cool, and I think that's a business that I would like to get into eventually, if I have like the space for it. That's different. Don't get a car payment. But yeah, I think those are my 3 choices that I make to keep myself from being broke, and I think that would really help some people. I hope that I can kind of shine some light on these things. I really highly recommend, if you guys haven't done it already, go through your bank statements, and even like if you get paid in cash, like go through how much you've spent on fast food, and like for the last month. I think it's really important to see how much is coming in, coming out. Even coffee adds up, like $6 coffees, maybe more. Maybe get a little bagel to go with it, maybe get a little croissant, you know. There's always gonna be, you know, little things here and there that you get that you're like, oh, it's not that much though, but it really is, and it really does add up. And I would highly recommend looking at that. Sometimes treating yourself is not bad. Like, I'm not saying don't ever eat out ever. Maybe I did say that, but like, just don't make it like such a regular thing and don't depend on it for actual food. Like, when I eat out, like I said, I go out with friends, I'm with people, and it's an experience. It's not just like by myself because I'm like, I just don't want to make food. Like, no, I get my butt home and I go make food. So I would highly recommend that. Let me know if you guys have tried that before. Let me know if you guys lease your car or if you just bought it outright like me. I have like a 2001, it's a Toyota, but you know what, it gets me to point one and point A and point B. So, but yeah, let me know, and like I said, ask me questions. I would love to chat with you guys and answer any questions that you have, and let me know what you want to see in tomorrow's video. I'm gonna be posting it tomorrow. I really hope that these planes aren't louder than my voice because they're so freaking loud. Oh my gosh, I'm never filming next to an airport ever again. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.